And she comes up to us and she's like, will you guys dance with me? Like, will you... Hi, so in my last video, I asked you guys to leave me requests in the comments below, and literally all of the comments were like, do a story time video, tell us a story, da 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 da. So, today I'm going to tell you a story about the craziest fucking thing to ever happen to me ever in my entire life. Like, when I say ever, I literally mean ever. Like, I should have fucking died. A bitch literally got possessed. Like, literally a demon possessed a bitch in my presence. Like, literally. So, it was Halloween of 2013, and me and all of my friends were getting ready for a Halloween bonfire at our friend Mike's house. His name isn't Mike, if you can't tell. I'm using fake names because I'm a fucking professional. But anyways, so we were all getting ready at Mike's house, and our friend Becky was like, hey, can I bring my friend Susan with us? Like, I want her to come to the bonfire with us. And we were like, sure, Becky, you can bring fucking Susan along. And so Susan came over, and everyone was being superheroes for Halloween, right? Like, everyone was dressed as a superhero, and I, because I'm different, no, I'm just kidding. So because I'm different, decided I wanted to be a cop. And so I was dressed up as a cop, and everyone else was dressed up as superheroes. And then, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, so I was a cop, everyone was superheroes. And then the Susan bitch shows up, and she was a fucking cop too. And we were like, oh my god, twins, no way! I'm gonna insert a picture right here of us as cops because this is a real fucking story and I'm a real ass bitch. So anyways, yeah, we were cops, they were superheroes. You get the point. So we all pile in our cars, and all of these cars were like small cars. Like, it was like a Volkswagen Jetta, a Lexus, like that, you know? Like small little 4-door cars. And so we all pile in our cars, and we start driving to a bonfire. And in Vegas, this is all super unsafe, by the way. Don't go to a fucking bonfire in the middle of the desert. But anyways, I live in Vegas, and when you're 12 years old in Vegas, you obviously can't go turn up on the strip. You have to turn up in other places. So teenagers have bonfires in the middle of the desert like fucking idiots. But anyways, yeah. So that's where we were going, was to a bonfire in the middle of the desert. And don't do that. Don't do that. I won't ever do it again. I learned my lesson, please. Like, by the time the story's over, you're gonna be like, shit, like, I'm never gonna do that. Anyways, so we were all driving out to the middle of the desert. And so we drove our cars out to this parking lot. And we couldn't drive them any farther because it was like bumpy and we all had small cars. So one of the girls we were with that knew the people that were hosting the bonfire called the person who was hosting the bonfire and was like, hey, can you like have someone come pick us up and drive us out to the middle of the desert because we can't drive our cars that far. So this guy is like, okay, I'll come get you. And he picks us up, and right away it's weird, okay? He's in a big white truck. And in the truck, he's sitting in the front seat, and a weird-ass bitch who's, like, breathing heavily, and they're listening to, like, super weird music with no sound, like, just noises, is in the front seat. And so they pick us up, and we pile in their car. Again, this is unsafe. Please don't try this at home, children. Like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, I'm an idiot. I know. So we all pile into their car. And then all of us girls sat in the back seat, like, on each other's laps. And then the guys that we were with, like Mike and his friends, were like, hey, like, can we go in the bed of your truck so we don't have to make 2 trips? Because it was like a 20-minute drive back and forth. So the weird, crazy Satan man was like, sure, get in the trunk of my car. And so all the boys lay in the bed of the truck, and us girls sit in the back seat. And now the guy that's driving is all of a sudden, as we're driving out there, is like, I really want to go drifting. And we're like, you probably shouldn't do that. Like, there's a lot of people in the car, like, don't do that. You'd think a normal person would be like, yeah, you're right, let's drive to the bonfire, like, happy fucking Halloween, like, I'm not weird, you know? You know? Do you know? Do you know? Then he starts drifting. And when I say drifting, I don't just mean like, woohoo, the car is turning, oh my god, the car is turning. I mean, like, the car is gonna flip and we're gonna fucking die! Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. It was so fucking scary. I'm sorry for yelling, but that was, like, the literal only way I could get the point across to you. Everyone in the car starts, like, profusely screaming, like, 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 screaming. And we're like, stop, and he won't stop. He literally won't stop. Please keep in mind that while the car is tipping and we're all about to die, our guy friends are in the bed of the truck, like, in the bed of the truck, like, tossing around like fucking fish in a fish tank, like, horrible, horrible, horrible. So eventually he stops drifting, and we get to the bonfire alive somehow. I don't know how. So we arrive at the bonfire, and this is where shit gets so fucking crazy. Like, I beg of you, person that is watching this, to please believe me, because I am telling the truth. I swear to God, all of these actions really happen. I promise. I promise. Anyway, so we get to the bonfire, and this weird-ass bitch walks up to us right away. We know no one there, by the way. Like, we get there, and we're expecting all of our friends to be there, and none of our friends are there. We know no one, except for the people we came with. And this girl comes up to us. And keep in mind, it is Halloween. We are in Halloween costumes. Like, I'm a slutty cop, and they're slutty superheroes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So, we're in Halloween costumes, and we expect everyone else to be. No one there is in Halloween costumes. We know no one. And the weird thing is, this weird girl comes up to us, and she's wearing, like, shirts with bell cap sleeves. Like, they flare out. Her clothes have, like, fringe and, like, beads all over them. Like, weird shit. Like, it looks like she, like, handmade her clothes, if that makes sense. And she comes up to us, and she's like, will you guys dance with me? Like, will you guys please dance with me? Like, dance with me. Like, doing this. Like, dead ass while she's talking to us, she's being like, please dance with me. Come dance with me. And we're literally like, no. I don't want to fucking dance with you. Like, please leave me alone. And she's like, okay, bye. And, like, walks away. So fucking weird. Am I right? So fucking weird. So, yeah, she walks away. And everyone else at the bonfire is holding hands, dancing around the fire while being like, and like weird music is playing, and it just was fucking so weird, like so fucking weird. And our driver who drove us out there doesn't want to drive us back to our cars. So we're like stuck there. Like we have to stay there for like 3 hours. So we all huddle in like a group, you know, like alone, away from everyone else because scared, because what the fuck. And the weird bitch that we came with, Susan, the one who was a cop with me, yep, that one, that fucking bitch, was like weird. Ever since we got there, she was being super weird. Like, everything she was saying, it was like, yeah, uh-huh, yeah, yep, uh-huh. And like, before we got there, she wasn't fucking like that. Like, she was completely normal until we got to the fire, and it was like, yeah. So then weird drifting man comes over to us and is like, do you guys want to go drifting again? Like, I want to go drifting again. And we were like, over my dead body. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going to go fucking drifting with you again, you weird ass motherfucker. Like, I like my life. So yeah, he asked us to go drifting, and we all immediately said no because we are normal people who enjoy our day-to-day lives. And Susan, the weird-ass bitch, Susan, was like, yeah, I want to go drifting. Can we go drifting? And we all were like, is this bitch fucking serious? Like, is she fucking serious? Like, we almost just died. And so they went drifting. And they were gone for, like, literally 2 hours. Like, literally 2 hours they were gone for. And they were, like, fucking drifting. Like, like drifting. Yeah, I shook the camera. I'm sorry, friends. Anyways, so yeah, they were hella drifting. And then when she comes back, she is so much weirder than she was when she left. And either she took a shit ton of drugs, and that explains the whole story, like, logically, or, like, she literally ate, like, a small demon. I don't know. But, yeah, she was being so weird. She came back, and she was, like, breathing, like, like, breathing like that, and, like, she just got dick, you know? No, I'm just kidding. She was breathing, like, and she, like, wouldn't talk, and she was being, like, so she was either on, like, shrooms or, like, acid, or she was, like, possessed. And so we all leave the bonfire. The guy drives us back normally. Thank fucking God. Like, thank you. That is the only reason I'm alive. I credit that to my life today. So, yeah, he drove us back there. We drove home. The whole car ride home. I was sitting next to her, by the way. I almost fucking died. The whole car ride home, she was, like, like, staring out the window. Weird, right? Weird, right? So, we get back to Mike's house where we started, and we were getting ready. And we all change out of our costumes. We're no longer slutty cops and superheroes. You get the point. We change out of our costumes, and we start making pizza rolls. I remember this. They were combination pizza rolls with fucking ranch. And we were making pizza rolls. We were all just having fun, like, talking about how weird the night was, like, how weird Halloween was, just talking. And I almost said her real name. Susan was sitting on a fucking chair, being like this. I'm not wearing pants, by the way, so if you see my vagina, I'm so sorry. Please subscribe for more videos. She was sitting on a chair, like, and we were like, the fuck? we even asked her, like, do you want us to help you change out of your costume? Like, do you want food? Like, we'll make you food. And she was like, no, like saying no like that. Like, not like, no thanks, like, no. This is a true story, ladies and gentlemen. So anyways, yeah, breathing like that. And so we go upstairs and we're ready to go to bed. And then Mike is like, dude, this bitch can't sleep downstairs. Like, my mom's going to be mad. She's being crazy. Like, let's get her to come upstairs. So 2 of Mike's friends go downstairs. We'll call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. So Thing 1 and Thing 2 go downstairs and they try to wake her. And they're like, hey, we'll carry you upstairs. Like, you just have to go upstairs. There's 2 guest bedrooms. Like, just go upstairs. And she is sitting there like this and looks at them and is like, no! And, and Thing 1 and Thing 2 are like, you have to go upstairs. And she's like, no! And they're like, yeah! And she's like, no! And she won't go upstairs. And so at Mike's house, there is this big table in the other room, in the other living room, with pictures all over it. And in the middle of the table, there is a picture of Mike's parents kissing in, like, Hawaii or, like, on the beach, you know? She gets up from the chair like this and runs, like full force, speed fucking racer, Usain fucking Bolt, runs to this table, grabs the I'm cussing so much, I'm so sorry. If you're like 12, please stop watching this. Anyways, she runs over to the table, grabs the frame, and starts trying to break it. And, like, you know when you're trying so hard, Michael Kors, no, I'm just kidding. When you're trying so hard to break something that you, like, grab it and you're trying so hard that you're, like, shaking, like, you're trying so hard to break it that you're, like shaking. She was trying that hard to break this frame, like, in half. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. So Thing 1 and Thing 2 are like, Mike, come downstairs. And so Mike comes running down the stairs, like, freaking out. And this bitch is just standing there, like, and then Mike is like, please put the frame down. Like, put the frame down. And then she's like, okay. And the frame just shatters everywhere. Fucking everywhere. Glass went everywhere. There's still probably glass in his house. Like, literally still probably in his house. Like, on his floor. Like, glass went everywhere. And we're all standing on, like, his loft, looking down into his living room, like, yeah. So then she runs upstairs into his room and, like, hides. And she's, like, laying on the bed in his room like this, like on the bed, like, in the fetus position, like, I don't know. And so, yeah, she does that. And we're like, what the fuck, this bitch is possessed. So we literally start Googling, like, how to perform an exorcism, how to, like, get a demon out of a bitch, like, how to fucking read Bible verses, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I am super religious, so I was literally like, God, please spare me, please help me, like, please, thank you, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm so sorry, I will never go to a party again, I will literally never kiss a boy again, like, I will read the Bible, like, just let me live, like. So we're all hiding in his guest bedroom, and we are freaking out. This bitch is, like, crazy. So we're in there freaking out. The room is literally going from, like, as hot as you could imagine, like, scalding hot to, like, freezing cold, like, every 5 minutes. We're all so scared. We start hearing this noise that's, like, running up and down the hallways, and we're like, the fuck? Like, is either she's running up and down the hallway, or, like, Satan himself is running up and down the hallway. Like, I don't know. And so Mike's mom knocks on our door and is like, hey, you guys, like, you need to be quiet. Whoever's whispering under my door needs to fucking stop. Whoever's knocking on my door needs to fucking stop. And we're all like, no, like, we didn't do this. Like, your house is possessed, your house is. And we tell her, like, how the bitch broke the frame. And this lady, this woman, this fucking woman looks at us and is like, you guys are all drunk or high and you broke my frame. Like, this is a pathetic story. If you don't stop whispering under my door, I'm kicking all of you out. And we were like, she is the definition of that mom in the Scary Movie that dies because she doesn't believe the kids. Like, fuck you, lady. Like, what the fuck? And so, yeah, that happens. And then the lights shut off in the whole house. We turn them back on. And we go in the room to wake Susan because we're, like, over this shit at this point. We're like, honestly, if we're going to die, like, let us fucking die. Like, we're not going to be afraid. Like, there's 10 of us in one of her, like, whatever. And so we go in the room and we're like, hey, you need to leave this room. Like, go in another room. We're going to go to bed. And she gets up out of her sleep, like she was asleep like this in the fetal position, gets up, Usain Bolt runs again to another room and then locks herself in there. And then for the rest of the night is like in there like, like making that noise, that fucking noise. And so Susan's friend, the one who knew Susan, you know, who invited her there, like got her a ride to the house or drove her there or like whatever. So Susan, the crazy possessed one, didn't have a ride home. So we woke up in the morning expecting her to be there because like, our friend was her ride home, you know? And we get up and she's gone. Like, she's gone. We can't find her anywhere. She left, you know? And so we call her and we're like, hey, like, how'd you get home? Are you still here? Like, are you okay? Like, do you know what happened? Did you take drugs? Like, normal questions. And her response is, I don't remember anything. I woke up in my bed at my house. Explain that. Fucking explain it. I want to see some fucking explanations in the comments below because I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know. So, yeah. That's the time that a bitch got possessed and almost died. Make sure to like this video because I'm still alive. Make sure to subscribe if you want to hear more storytime videos. And I love you guys a lot. Thank you for 20,000 fucking subscribers. Is it not insane? Is it not fucking you in your ass that last time I posted a video I had 7,000 subscribers and now I have 20,000, 21,000 I think. I love you. You fucking rock. You are my friend and I love you a lot. So I'll talk to you guys in my next video.